What's going on, people? It's the Chop Shop. Y'all know who it is. It's Mr. 235, J Pop. Yeah, I went up 5 pounds, but that's neither here nor there. Uh Tonight's episode of the Chop Shop is about rules for life. Now you see my two partners right there, everybody, Mr. Maestro XL. I thought I was gonna change it up.
Oh, yeah. You don't forget anything. I broke it down. Oh, I leaked this. Oh, I found it. Like,
okay. And Mr. Esquire, if you ever need legal services, please contact my guy. He will work with you until he can't, and he get that big get the big bag. But
okay,
no promotion. Rules of life, man. So, I mean, we keep it pretty simple. In the group chat today, we always kind of ask around every week what the topic is. We've already come up with a list of topics, but sometimes we like to kind of shake it up. And Larry said something that was pretty on point about what tonight is really about. And he said, upgrade your intake. You are what you eat. So the first part of rules for life, we said the assignment as you get 3 rules. You get to share 3 of your rules. You can pick up the 5, but you can get to share 3. If we get to the other 2, then we get to the other 2. But everybody has to have a line that they want, that they want allow people to cross and that they won't cross. You always have to have, situations to set yourself up to be a success. And so at the end of the day, when you do something, you can look back on that thing and say, okay, I did all I could do and I did the best of my abilities. And I'm still myself at the end of the day. And that goes into my first one. My first rule is be yourself unapologetically. And I'm not saying if you alley or you wild, I'm not talking about like that. What I say is this: be yourself. If you are a fun-loving person and you're around a bunch of people that are negative Nancy's, you need to move on and find some people that's around you, bring some people around you in your circle that's just like you. I'm not saying that think like you. You need people to challenge your brain, but you also need people around you that will embrace the personality that you have. Growing up, my biggest thing was, I couldn't say anything. I couldn't do anything. Anybody, or I'm being cocky, or I'm a know-it-all, or something like that. So at my age now, 39, my first rule is remove toxic people out your life. And they feel like you cocky. They feel like you being arrogant, or you feel like you a know-it-all. Find some people that know more than you, so they won't say that, because that's usually what it is. So that's my first rule. Be yourself unapologetically, and make sure that you surround yourself with people that are like-minded. That's my first one. Now to my guys, whoever want to step up next, I'm gonna eat my salad.
Oh man, Maestro, man, how do we pick that up, right?
Right. I mean, I can join in. You said be yourself. What about keep your word? That's something I've been hearing all my life. Like, keep your word.
Give us an example. Like, I mean, I hear keep your word all the time, right? Keep your word, keep your word. What does that mean to you, though?
I'll say let your yea be yea. What the Bible says, let your yea be yea and your nay be nay. Let your yes be yes and let your no be no. Even if your word is not what I want to hear or what the people want to hear, I know how to move if you keep your word. I can count on you. Commitment, I can trust you. It's deeper than the word itself.
Yep.
Yeah.
Big fact.
Because once you're not dependable, I'm
What am I asking for? Fact.
I can't.
Now see, this episode is classic already. We are 4 minutes in, and this is this will forever be the salad episode.
It is a salad.
My man, I mean, that's how. Like, I want people watching to understand how deep that is. Like, that's how real we are. We bringing you the salad, okay? The salad is here. You are getting this live. Like, this is this is who we are.
Organic.
All right.
Organic.
With chicken in it though.
I don't know if it's organic. He might have something that's not organic.
Milo chicken, yeah. Milo chicken.
I know I said it bad.
Milo chicken. I ain't gonna lie to you.
But check this out, man. And you know, I thought about it. I don't honestly, you know, I have more of a code than rules, you know. It's more in my heart, to be honest. You know, it's kind of like I know right from wrong. I know when I'm out of character. So, you know, for me, character is a big thing. And then I define character as basically what would you do if nobody was watching? That's character. You know? I mean, people watching, we all gonna act a certain way. You know what I mean? And I'm not even saying that's fake. But character is when nobody's watching, who are you? So, but now as far as a rule that goes along with that, be consistent.
Okay.
I can work with you if you have consistency. I can work with you because your consistency may be that I can't depend on you for everything. But if I know this and you're consistent with it, I know where to put you.
Facts.
You know, so for me, you know, being consistent is like my number one thing. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it's a daily struggle.
Wow. Okay.
Consistency is one of those things where whatever you did yesterday, you really can't take it. You really can't get credit for yesterday's consistency. You may get credit as far as like something came up. You know, your apology can be genuine. You know, if you're inconsistent, you tell somebody like, "Look, man, my bad." You get another shot,
right?
But you literally just spent all your capital,
right?
You might have went 20 years being consistent. That one day that you weren't, now you got to start from zero.
It's tough, but I hear you.
So, I mean, it's tough, man, and it starts with personal consistency. Right. You know, I'm gonna get up at this time. I'm gonna work out at this time. I'm gonna answer this email at this time. Well, if you're not consistent with yourself, I doubt seriously you're gonna have consistency with anybody else. I mean, it's just I believe that. You know, and I think it ties in with what both of you said, like your word. Like I had to learn how to say no.
Ooh, that's good.
Which is like a big, but I realized me saying no increased my consistency.
That's good. I learned as an adult that no is not a bad word as an adult.
Yeah.
Recently, last 2-3 years.
Yeah, you kind of get in that phase where you just understand like that's not me, and people start to respect you for it as opposed to you saying, because that bleeds into a whole lot of other issues. You know, you said okay, I'm gonna do it, but you did it half-ass or you did it half-hearted, and the people that's working with you, they know. They know when you're not all in. So then they like, man, why you even do it if you wasn't gonna be, you know, all in with me?
Yeah.
So you know, you know, be consistent is my number one. Now my number two, because you know, I'll go ahead and jump in on my number two.
Okay.
Since I went last, time is money. Don't waste my time.
Yeah. I want to.
I can forgive a whole lot, but people that waste my time, that just burns me to the core. You know, I'm constantly on my son about like you wasting time, and that's because for me, time is the one thing that we can't renew.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't ever want to experience being broke.
We can't stop it. Yeah,
but you can get money back.
You can.
You can make more money. You can get more clothes. Hell,
you can get more.
You can get a new family.
Man, yeah, you can create one.
I mean, people get divorces, and all kind of crazy stuff. So I mean, I'm not advocating it. I'm just saying it happens.
Start over.
Now. Time is absolutely the one thing we cannot create. We can't redo. So that's me, man. Time is money. So, you know, when I look at what I'm doing, a rule that I have is don't waste time.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah. That's good. I can connect to it while you chew the rest of your salad.
Yeah.
You know, it's so close. Honesty saves everyone time. I say that once a month. Honesty saves everyone time. Ain't no need in gaslighting or getting folks excited or just I don't like you or I like you or I can do it or I can't do it. we can just deal with it.
Versus deal with it. Facts.
Yeah. Honesty or transparency?
Now you know I prefer transparency, but everyone doesn't. There is a difference. There's a big difference.
There's a difference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, honesty is honesty could be the answer, but the transparency is the reason for the answer. And some people, they don't always.
Sometimes I struggle with honesty, not being honest.
Yeah, you don't turn it.
But I struggle with, like, I don't know if I really want to know the reason, because to me, honesty seems to have like a glare of reason.
Okay.
Whereas to me, transparency is like, just tell me what it is right now.
You mean wanting to know? You say something?
Yeah, like there are times where, like, okay, so I'm trying to think of like a simple example, like, if somebody says, well, honestly, I do think you're fat. I'm like, oh, I didn't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? But the transparency moment could be like, yeah, I think you could stand to work out more.
Okay.
See, and to me, that's like, look, I told you, I said this early on.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was one of our pre-recorded shows or what, but I said this early on. Be brutally honest with me, please. I don't care if it hurt my feelings.
For you.
Yeah, there's a matter of taste that goes with all of this. I don't disagree with that. There's a matter of taste.
Like, to me, because I've been lied to and misguided on so many occasions where people will say one thing in front of me and go back and like, yeah, I ain't really mean that. And I don't trust people. Like, I've grown up for years with trust issues. Like, I don't trust anybody. So my son the other day, he's 6. He was like, Dad, do you trust me? I said, no, I don't. Don't trust you to make the right decision. I don't trust you to do what you're supposed to do. That's why I stay on your butt. But at this point in time, you are earning my trust.
If
you follow the rules and do everything you're supposed to do, you will earn my trust to know that, okay, I can leave you by yourself and I know you're not going to burn my house down. Or I can do this. Now, of course, I'm not going to leave him by himself now. He's 6 years old. Lord, everything will be everywhere. But as he gets older, he will gain my trust and be able to do more things. So my thing is, I'm going to be brutally honest with everybody. I'm going to say this. I try my best to be as honest as possible with every single person. Now, does that mean I'm always honest? Sometimes I kind of twist the honesty a little bit. But 2 times I don't twist my honesty is 1, when I'm working, and 2, when I'm friends with you. If we are cool, I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel. How you feel afterwards is up to you. Don't ask me the question if you don't want to hear me. If you don't want to hear the answer.
And I'll say this. Listening to you, I kind of had to unpack it myself, and I realized transparency is a function of honesty.
It is.
Yep.
In retrospect, as they say, I can look at it and say, you know what? The reality is you can't be transparent if you're not being honest.
True.
So but you can be honest without being transparent. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not going today. Why are you not going?
Because I mean, I know a lot of dudes. I mean, we men about it, right? So your girl might say, "How does this look?"
Horrible. Absolutely horrible.
He gonna say horrible.
That's like the hardest. That's the hardest honesty moment for any man. It's like,
do I look fat in this?
That's the worst question.
How does food taste? That ain't a bad one. Yeah.
Man, did you see the game up tonight? That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, that don't work.
My wife knows as soon as I start doing, she like, don't even say nothing. Thank you. You let me off the hook.
There you go.
But yeah,
my advice to the fellas: if your lady say, "Do I look fat in that?" Just be like, "I like it."
Oh, okay, slow.
I'm not answering the question. Just I like.
No,
it.
You're not. You sure not?
Say, fellas, trust me. Just say, I eat that.
Oh, we should. Oh, wait. Oh, okay.
All right, Kevin Gates.
All right.
Oh, Lord. That's my dog. Shout out to Kevin Gates. No, man.
But seriously, like rules for life. I mean, Maestro, give me another one.
I had a bunch of them.
Look at you.
Easy was like always do your best. Is that too cheap? I mean, that sounds like something you tell a child, but
I mean, but that's the truth, though.
Well, you know what? Go ahead, Fox. Go ahead.
Well, I'll say this, and this is at one of my old jobs. I was a manager, and that's basically what I'll tell people. Like, did you do your best? And I can look at folks, they be like, yeah, I did my best. No, you didn't. You half-assed it. I can look at what you did. You half-assed it. But it would be people that the biggest problem with jobs nowadays, which is why a lot of people are quitting jobs and trying to find things elsewhere, is because you have managers out there that feel like they need to crack the whip still and demean you. You know, if you aren't living up to expectations, they start jumping down your throat. It may not be a sense of, and I learned it may not be a sense that the person's not working hard. They might be really, really confused about what they need to be doing, or how to approach a situation. So I learned to teach people how to do your best. And the best thing you can do, if you have a question, come ask me. I'm always around. I'm gonna help you do your best. Yeah. And that's the biggest thing about doing your best. I mean, doing your best is not like, oh, did you lose the game? Did you do your best? Something like that. It's not always like that. Like, I mean, a lot of people have anxiety when they get home from work. They get home, they sit down, they eat right for their family, kid, and the first thing popping their head, hey, did I do that right? Am I gonna get pulled in the office about that tomorrow? Did I answer that person's question correctly? Did I answer this email? Blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, I learned, did I do my best? Did I do everything I was supposed to do, possibly up under company rules and without violating any policies? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna stop thinking about this. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, doing your best that's a good one. I mean, even for grown folks, because a lot of grown folks don't do their best.
I think for grown folks, the issue, the challenge for grown folks is it goes back to that character thing I spoke. You're the only person that's gonna know.
Yep. Thanks.
Your paycheck. I mean, most people associate a paycheck with doing their best.
No, that's true. Like grades. The grades don't always.
Because honestly, if paychecks were grades, a lot of us would be D students.
True.
Because I mean, I'm looking at I look at the folks who out there getting the big bucks, and I'm going, that's the A student. To me, the A student are the ones, like I said, that's your millionaires, and we know they make up 10%. So at the end of the day, most of us are in that middle range, and middle is the C. So I mean, let's be real. Your paycheck doesn't indicate who's doing your best. Yeah. Now, what I would say is, like I said, you have to ask yourself first, did I do my best? But only you really know. Now, I kind of took the attitude, if God asked me about this work, what would my answer be? Because he knows. We know he knows, right? So I asked myself, like, okay, if he were sitting here and said, all right, Courtney, tell me about this work you just did, how would I feel turning that assignment in?
Oh, that's
and that's a high standard, because I'll be honest, there are plenty of times where I'd be like, man, look, I'm just trying to get out the class to get the grade. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm 100%. What I will say is I at least try to start it that way. A lot of that gets into motivation and whatnot. I'm not going to go all down that road. But as far as like always do your best, is put your heart into it. If you don't like whole ass in it, then I'll just say put your heart into it. Like if your heart ain't into it, be real and get out of it.
There you go. Be honest.
Like I don't. Sometimes we put ourselves in situations where we can't do our best.
Right.
Well, that's good.
Like if you put me on a professional sports team, yes, I'm gonna be the happiest dude ever. But the reality is, we're not gonna win. Not with me.
Me.
I'm not gonna take you to the Super Bowl.
I can drive you.
I'll be happy to be there. I get the check and everything. But I mean, the reality is you're not any better, you're not any closer to the Super Bowl than you were before you signed me.
If you have to depend on me, you already messed up.
You already messed up. When it comes to
right. In that example. Right. Oh.
Yeah. Now, if you need legal services, holla at me.
Exactly.
But what I'm saying is, like, and I believe it or not, man, I had a situation a few weeks ago where I was negotiating with a guy to do a contract, and I was going to be doing some legal work for him. And I mean, the money wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. Mm-hmm. But it was also an opportunity for me to do some work. Mm-hmm. And the thing that kept me from doing it was being honest about the fact that, like, look, I don't know how to do that.
See?
And if I said I could end up worse off with money, and that's not where I wanted to be. For me, it was better to walk away. And that was part of my code. It's better to stay where I'm at and keep learning than to step into that deal. I might get some money in the short run, but the damage it could do to me could definitely prevent my growth in the future.
Your reputation, right?
So I got a question for you.
All right.
On that aspect. So do you feel as if? So you feel? Let's say you took the opportunity that was presented to you. You don't feel like you can learn within the opportunity and still come out with good results?
I felt like the risk outweighed the reward.
Gotcha.
What they needed.
Yeah. No. Okay. And believe, and I'm gonna tell y'all true faith story. Didn't take the deal. Obviously didn't get the money.
All right.
Got a better opportunity 30 days later that came with the same amount of money.
See? That's so,
and that one I wasn't looking for, by the way. That was one where somebody came to me and said,
that might be
I've been paying attention. I want to put you on this road and see how that work out. Mm-hmm. So
your intentions were legit or pure. I said no to some music stuff years ago. Certain things I wasn't familiar with. So whether it's software, they need a certain type of musician more than just playing the keyboard or whatever. It's like, I'm gonna be on this stage and this camera gonna see me and all of that, but I'm not gonna be embarrassed. No, I'd rather.
In my line of work, man, I'm gonna tell you like this: it is dangerous to do stuff outside of your comfort zone, especially in my line of business, because if you don't understand something, you are liable to get somebody hurt. But the biggest thing that I have learned is before you try to do it to somebody else, do it to yourself. And this is in my industry, in the fitness space. I mean, muscles are muscles. They contract one way. You got contraction. All that stuff. But without getting too deep, but when you do something, transform. But when you do something new, when people ask me, can I do something new? Can I try this? Can I try that? What happened?
Oh, that's me. Oh,
okay. when they ask me, can they try this and try that? The first thing I want to do is understand exactly what they're doing. In my mind, in my head, I can actually visualize what muscle's supposed to be working, how it's supposed to feel. What part of the body, what part of that muscle is supposed to get the most work, things like that. I'll tell you, like, just for instance, I started doing underhand grip tricep pull downs. Still tricep pull down, still work triceps, but you feel it on one part more than you feel it on the other compared to overhand. I mean, and when I threw it out there, people looked and they were like, what?
That's the one move I know. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I told them, they tried it. Okay. You see what I'm saying? But I still don't drift outside my comfort zone. I have a guy that I work with at the main gym I work at. Amazing. Like I feel like he mentally, like he has it down, and he's just growing more and more in his skill. In his skill. Yeah, basically. He's growing more and more in his skill set. Yeah. And so when I look at him, I've tried it. I've tried to emulate him, and I was like, it just doesn't work for me. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, you do have to, and it depends on the situation. As a lawyer, I'm pretty sure you mess around and do something wrong legally, you are obligated to handle that situation. And
I tell people, I'll tell you, I have no problem saying this on camera.
Right.
You shoot somebody, call me. I got a great referral. I'm not gonna stand there in front of a judge and say that I'm representing you if you didn't shot somebody. Why? Because your freedom means more to me than to put myself in front of you. I appreciate the call. Because I appreciate the call, I'm gonna dig up a good referral. But I'm not gonna risk your freedom. If you call me talking about, man, I'm about to lose my house. Hey, let me get you with somebody that does that, because I don't want you to lose your house based on my experience today.
Facts.
But I'm gonna follow it. And actually, what I do is, when I refer somebody to another lawyer, I still end up working the case as an assistant. Well, not really assistant, as a co-counsel.
Yeah,
my time ends up being free. I've actually done a case where I told the co-counsel, I said, look, man, you actually doing the hard lift, the heavy lifting. Mm-hmm. You take the money. I'm gonna sit and watch. I'm gonna be a mentor. I mean, a mentee. And because I don't want the client to be hurt, right?
Right.
I don't want them to have to pay for my time, my study time, basically, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna work this case with you. You get paid, they get the representation, I get the experience. Now, I will say this: it is 2022. We don't date our show, so I'm not gonna get exact date. If you think I'm gonna be doing that in 2023, good luck. I'm getting better, and that's my thing. When you say always do your best should move all the time. It should never be one thing. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Your best yesterday should not be your best today. And if it is, you're stagnant. I mean, to me, that's the definition of stagnant.
Yep.
I'm like, okay, my best work is always yet to come. I'm not even at my best because theoretically, I'll never be my best. Why? Because I'm always trying to get better.
Better. Facts.
Okay. That's good summation right there.
That's a negative.
Yeah.
Bing. We need a sound. We need a sound for that. We need a sound.
I know we're gonna work on that. We're working on that.
We're gonna wait. Yeah, we got big plans. So I'll tell you what. Okay, so I feel like we got three out of Maestro, man. Give me another one. Give me another one, Fox, man. Give me another rule.
Let me see what I say.
You said be yourself.
Brutal honesty. Surround yourself with people that are like-minded. That kind of goes in with remove toxic people from your life. Just let life be. And when I say that, and this is why I say, so just let life be. I basically, going back to my first rule, surround yourself with like-minded people. I was not surrounded by like-minded people, but I fought that. The reason I fought against that notion was the fact that when I've been around these people my whole life, and for them to be removed out of my life, I found every reason to be angry at them. You haven't come to see my kids. You don't come call and check on me. You don't check on me and come kick it or nothing like that. I found a whole bunch of reasons to be angry. And I believe me, like if I go down the list and I tell you the whole story, yeah, you'd be like, you have every single right to be upset. Mm-hmm. But I learned that God removes people from your life when it's time. And he has tried for years. Like I'm just getting to the point where I'm seeing all the times when God spoke to me, when he tried to move in my life and make something happen, and I just stood in the way, and I just realized at that point, I'm like, I just need to let life be. Just move how I'm supposed to move. And if somebody gets X'd out of my life, that means it was meant for it. If somebody, if I meet somebody and we get a close bond, and even if we don't make a business move, but I can come to you and talk to you about real life situations, and you can sit there and listen without invoking your issues, then yeah, like we can work together. Vice versa, same thing, So just let life be. If even if you don't believe in God, if you moving in a certain way and certain people start falling off, let those people continue to fall off. If certain stuff start happening in your life, y'all know me. I told y'all before, for a few months, like month August and September was the two craziest months I ever had in my life. Everything that could happen did happen. I had rodent issues. I had a car falling in my front yard off the back of a truck. I had tons of stuff pop up, just left and right every single day. And I realized at that point in time, I'm like, you know what? I still have to live life, and I still have to go to work every single day. Mm-hmm. So my thing is just like you said, let go and just let life be. That's one of my rules. Just let life be.
That's good. That's a good way to end it.
All right, man. That's that reminds me, and I put it in the chat, that to me that's moving, learning how to move in God's will. Mm-hmm. I've recently had to embrace the idea of God will show you, you know, kind of like what you're supposed to be doing, right?
Yep.
But you know you're not there. And you're asking God, like, okay, I love the idea of where you're taking me. Final thoughts. I love it.
Final thoughts.
Lift it up there.
You know, but I know for me, like right now, this is a transitional season for me. I am so embracing it. This is the first time in my life that I've truly enjoyed the idea of I don't know what's next. I have traditionally said, I don't know what's next. I'm nervous. And then I start making moves too fast and doing too much. This is the first time I sat back and said, you know what? I expect change to happen. And since it's going to happen, I'm going to embrace the uncomfortableness of not knowing.
Thanks. What we said last week, the only thing consistent is change.
Yeah,
it's forcing me, you know, and that's a rule too, man. You know, like I try not to preach spirituality, people, but I'm gonna be me, right? Here's my thing: your growth. I feel like growth that's anchored in faith is stronger.
Anchored in something, yeah.
You know, when you have that anchor, you know, because that's what an anchor does. It stabilizes, right? It gives us something to attach to while we reach out. The anchor is at the bottom of the ocean.
Yep.
You can't see it, but it keeps the boat steady. Now, sometimes you got to pull the anchor up and move, and that's okay. You didn't lose the anchor; you just moved position. You know, so it's okay. But I'm very aware of just understanding that it's tied to God's plan.
Okay, so he might have saw a word and then it hit him.
Yeah.
So that's my thing, man. And you know, and my last rule, you know, was actually one. I think it was both of y'all's first rule. Okay. Man, know yourself. You're gonna and trust me, you're gonna make changes. You're gonna mature. So yeah, but always take time out to say, who am I? You know, your VIP, right? Your values, your interests, and your principles. You know what I'm saying? Know your VIP.
Oh, that was another nugget.
Look at him dropping a button. Boom, elbow drop. Hulk Hogan leg drop.
That was a leg drop. Okay. You know, but it's called VIP. Like somebody gave it to me. I don't remember who, but it stands for values, interests, and principles. And I mean, it's good to do a self-assessment every now and then. I will tell y'all right now. I'm gonna put it in the chat. You really should take time to do that. It's a good exercise. It should change. It's not changing. That's not a problem per se. But I would just think through the natural process of life, you are going to make changes. But know your VIP, man. Your values, interests, and principles, man.
That's a good end. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. We at that time. I always say acceptance is the end of all suffering. So accept what it is. Yeah, so you can move on. Accept it for what it is. You know, whether it's the death of a thing. They said death always means the life of something else. The end of one thing, the life. You know, move on to the next phase. It's not always a little physical death. Yeah, that be yourself is good. I think it's get familiar with yourself and learn to like yourself and accept yourself. Accept what it is and move on. Yeah.
Man, that's the root of hate, man. Is you can't accept yourself.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've gotten to a point in my life where I have to continue to tell myself that I don't tell myself that I'm enough, but I tell myself that I'm hard on myself. So I tell myself, you know, take a step back and look at it from a different point of view. You know, but to go along with y'all's, you know, final thoughts, I say this: use your past as your rearview mirror. Don't stay in your rearview mirror because you're gonna miss what's in front of you. You're gonna end up running head on to what's in front of you. So you all what you do, you glance in your side mirrors, you glance in your rearview mirror. Glance, keep moving. So whatever in the past, leave it there. Like you said, acceptance is the end of suffering. You know,
yeah.
So if you accept it, you glanced at it, You might get flashbacks of it. I don't know about y'all, but me, my brain crazy, so it'll pop up sometime.
Oh yeah,
gotta swallow and keep moving, man. It is what it is.
Except that it is the past. Yeah,
it is the past.
You can't change it. You cannot change it.
Man, I love it, man. Come on, Maestro.
This was good. It's good. I think we summed it up pretty good today. A good episode on a code, words to live by.
Salad episode.
Yeah, we all have
salad episode, you know, and to everyone, man, we appreciate y'all. We gonna keep getting better. We planning an in-person show, so you won't see the boxes. You got boxes right now, and we in boxes. But just wait till we in the energy when we together is stupid.
Right.
Like, I mean, I'm talking about like, yeah.
Like,
it's like an Elon Musk tweet. I mean, you don't know what's next, but it's coming.
I think our viewers, they'll appreciate this.
Another rule of life: don't listen to Elon Musk or Kanye West.
Oh no, I didn't say that.
Never listen to them.
I say that.
But you can learn in everything. You can learn in everything. We finna go.
Oh man, 205 Chop Shop, man. We love it, man. We love y'all.
We out of here.